So I'm going to jump back into my SolidWorks here and show you Leo. Okay, I just had this uh, in here. It was a command that I just copied and pasted from a previous window, but it's just a regular old typing situation here. So if I click this, the
Yeah.
prompt is create a new assembly called test and create a single part in the assembly called base. Pretty simple command. We're not breaking the world here, hopefully, by asking it to create an assembly document and create a part called test in there. So let's see what it does.
Yeah, we're getting these questions now where people are saying, you can upload, see how it's gonna come up with the structure preview. So this could be 500 parts or something, and it'll start advising you on how to structure that.
Yeah, this is by far the simplest type of example that we could do here. And the more complex example that we have, the harder it gets to complete. So I want to make sure that you get the concept and then you can take your
Yeah.
complexity to this and run with it.
Start
But
trying it out.
what you'll see is kind of a new style of window that pops up. It's saying, all right, well, we got a preview and you can expand and do all kinds of stuff here. But this is just telling you, all right, it's going to create an assembly called test and a part called base. And there's this structure here, which you can, the more you get, the more information you can work with there. But it's saying generate or cancel, pretty simple inputs. If we hit
There's
generate,
not a lot of different ways to structure this one. So
yeah.
one part and one assembly. So it didn't give you a
But
bunch of options.
But what did it do? It did exactly that. We have an assembly called test, and it created an assembly, or sorry, a part inside of the assembly called base. And, I can go ahead and
So, and
uh,
it might be crazy to imagine, but it's actually going to do all of this. And even when it creates features, which you might have opinions on, but it's supposed to create those features in a way that are best practices and the way that SolidWorks is designed to create features in parts and assemblies. So it actually, everybody has an opinion on, well, I want to put a fillet first and then I want to put this here. Well, as it creates them, it should do it the most correct way. So that's going to get interesting to see how this starts modeling better than other people and actually training people just by creating assemblies and parts and features for them.
yeah, and so very easily you can start jumping into the part and start sketching, and
Mhm.
and you can continue sketching. And I've tried this, and it's a little hard to really wield correctly, but you can continue prompting and say open sketch, create
Yeah.
sketch at origin, and continue modeling that way. I don't think that's the most efficient way to use this tool because number one, there's the token usage thing, which we'll get into in a second. Number two, it's just most of these commands we can do really, really quick. We're very good at pulling these tools from SolidWorks and getting what we need now. But some of the prep, some of the underlying things, you can, specify certain things like appearance before you get solid geometry.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of things that you can tell it to do. And let's go ahead and
Yeah, the
take a look at a part real quick.
simple stuff, I get it. But maybe if I had a 500 hole pattern that needs to be evenly spaced on a piece of sheet metal, now we're talking it can do that a lot faster than me. So
Yeah,
if you
correct.
start thinking, really complex type of sketches, then it can start helping you a little bit more. But if you're just creating a square piece of sheet metal, maybe you just do it yourself right there. But
And
yeah,
while Philip was talking, I created a new conversation with Leo because I don't think it would make a big deal if I were to create a new sort of request in here, but for the most part, we want to just use good AI practices and start with a new Leo chat and say create drawing from part. This is just a simple part. It's not an assembly. It's just, a part that I drew up recently. And if I wanted to create a drawing with it, this is kind of the most basic command you can give it. I didn't tell it anything about views. I didn't tell it to section anything. I didn't tell it anything about scale. It's going to go through and kind of make a few assumptions based on that one input. But we'll give it a second here.
Yeah, basically this one is a good one just to get you started. It's going to get better and it's going to learn how you do your drawings, but at this you can never just you won't ever be here like I don't even know how to start creating a drawing for this. Whatever it is. You could just start with this. It'll start prompting you and give you a layout to start with. It can read your drawing templates. It's going to say which template do you want to use? And if you have your default template set to your company templates, then it's going to be able to use those. So
Uh,
unfortunately, what happened there?
Bummer. So that does
Yeah.
happen from time to time, but let me
Yeah.
see. I have done this successfully. Let's see if I can pull one up.
Yeah, I've been creating drawings. So this is one of the ones that, some work a little bit better than others right now, but we expect that to get better really fast.
Yeah, so here's the drawing that it created the last time I ran this command. And it's
Mhm.
not a pretty drawing. This is hideous. In fact,
Yeah. It
the
can do
title block
sections.
is
Yeah.
up here, but like the main thing to take away from here is that the power exists to set these views. If I really wanted to have my drawing template standardized, and which most people do, I
Hmm.
just haven't gone to the trouble of doing that in this instance. I just wanted to see the most basic command that it could do, and it did this. It pulled the part. Here's a side view. It's got some dimensions on it, isometric view, a top view, and looks like a back view with some weird
Angle
dimension
dimensions that are messed
angle
up, but yeah,
dimension
but
that
that's
are
a weird
weird.
part. So
So,
yeah.
but yeah, it's got some
Mhm.
weirdness there, but you can easily clean up these views and work with this. And if you have your title block appropriately set, like I don't,
And
so
there's a
I'm
revision table, I think, too. So
and yeah, so we
yeah.
got a revision table, you get your title block in here. You can really create drawings really, really quickly, um, if it works. I mean,
Mhm.
that's the one thing to kind of take away from here is I don't want you to think that these are like fully baked, ready to rock and roll. Everything's going to be hunky dory because if you've ever experienced interaction with like a Claude or a GPT or any of the other large language models, they're very responsive. They know exactly kind of where you're going. This one, you have to be much more specific. You have to be much more intent on what you want, and you can't fluff it up with a bunch of language in most cases. The fewer amount of words that you can add for your prompts, the better. But we're at a good starting point. This is cool. This is stuff that we have never been given in SolidWorks, and we have somewhere to at least press and get some better results out of the Dassault Systems Corporation that is really pushing
Really
this
exciting.
mandate.
Yeah, and if you have a 2026 license that's up to date with cloud services, so you'll see on your license title or your product title for what you have, it'll say SolidWorks Design with cloud services, or it'll just be SolidWorks Design offer. If you have either of those, you can access these. You can start just give it your models, give it your drawings, and start saying, "Hey, create a drawing. Here's my template," and see what it does. I've seen it even create section views when they're needed without asking. It's just, "Hey, there's looks like there should be a section view here," and it creates it.
And if data security is of concern, we covered the data security earlier, but another word to mention here is that all of the data that you put into the 3D Experience platform is completely yours and it's not being utilized by any outside force, not SolidWorks, no additional outside users, no beta testers, nothing. So your data is completely cordoned off and it is safely, securely stored either in the platform or if you just use a PDM
Yeah.
vault and access it that way, it's the
One
same.
comment on that too. People might say, well, I would like for it to learn how I do things, right? So right now, as of right now, I know that your data is not these companions are not trained on your data at all. But which, there's sort of a downside and an upside to that. But there's no scanning and training of your data right now. But there is an option coming, I believe, pretty soon to be able to opt into that and say, hey, I would like for it to be able to train on this specific data on how we do things at my company, which is, there's pretty big advantage to that too. But you have to start looking at, okay, do I want it to learn? And, how much do I want it to learn, scan our data? Because the number one thing we hear and we talk about with our customers when it comes to CAD is the IP. So that is the top level concern. So SolidWorks is really thinking about that really hard, which is why it hasn't just been a full, oh, let's just scan and train on everything.